day, transit bus drivers numbering in the tens of thousands crisscross our nation's cities. When you think about it, perhaps no group is more affected by the layout of our city grids on a minute-to-minute basis. So it comes as no surprise that many of them are not pleased with the changes that have been enacted on our streets, specifically the ones that make it significantly harder to move 40-foot-long vehicles from point A to points B, C, and Z. Unfortunately, their voices have been muffled by the people pulling strings above them and around them. Let's face it, very few municipal bus drivers are willing to risk their paychecks by speaking out against the governments and agencies that make their jobs possible. As a result, they must resign themselves to adapting to ever more complicated routes. But what if we picked their brains off the record? What would they say then? Well, we don't have to wonder, because that's exactly what we did. For instance, when we asked big city bus drivers to describe driving nowadays, this was how one of them responded.
It's a mess. Man, it's a mess. Not only the streets are bad, but then it used to be like 2 lanes. Perhaps people could still park on the side. Now they turn it to 1 lane and the bicycle lane. My brother, I barely see a bicycle over there. You can see what happened now. They create a parking space, but it's not all the way on the side. It's almost to the middle of the street.
Again, imagine rolling through this modern-day minefield in a small sedan, let alone an enormous vehicle carrying dozens of passengers. We then asked this same professional if any of the bus-specific projects meant to improve service have backfired. To that he said,
Another thing I think to me isn't really necessary. I think they call it the bus platform. If they step off the sidewalk, first of all, to me, I don't think it's safe. I don't think it's safe because the way they got them out in the street, if you're not paying attention, man, it's going to be a boom. To me personally, I don't think it helps. People are more stressed out.
As it turns out, these sentiments were confirmed a few days later when we spoke to a systems supervisor on the other side of town.
We had to discontinue some bus stops because they put a bicycle lane there, and we had someone get off the bus, and she fell on her face when she tripped over the bicycle lane. The customers are getting angry. It's made a mess of things.
To recap, because of these initiatives, people are getting hurt. Bus service has become way more hectic, and in some cases more inconvenient as well. That information is coming directly from the bus drivers themselves. It does not have to be this way. The transit leaders who implemented these ideas could just as easily reverse them, right?